let's just... Well, let's try the smaller one first, and if that doesn't work, then we'll move up to the larger one. Hampton junk. I don't like people who use Hampton Bay. Where's the chuck key for this?
It's there.
Right where... You know what?
What?
In the world? By any chance you have safety glasses? I'd feel a little bit better using safety glasses. What? Your name is Pizza?
Pizza.
Chicken parm pizza.
Pizza sisters.
Pizza cousins.
If we have time today, I got this string of Christmas lights, which I thought you might find interesting to test.
Okay.
They are faceted incandescents.
That looks nice. I remember seeing something like that at Frank's.
Yeah, I knew I remembered something like this from somewhere. It probably was a Frank's. These were the same glasses I had in my high school auto shop.
That's
These
probably
are probably 15 years old.
Probably the same ones that every high school auto shop had. Yeah. I'm gonna wear... you know what? These have a little more style.
Those are a lot newer.
Which doesn't necessarily mean they're better. Actually,
no, but it might mean they're clearer.
These are made to specific standards if you get them from a reputable manufacturer. As long as you didn't get them from the Jungle website.
That website stinks.
I hate that website.
Get them from McMaster instead.
Probably cost $1 million though, that's the problem. Are we filming?
Yep, we've been filming for 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Oh, that thing is
film.
That thing's bent pretty bad.
What thing?
The bit.
That's a brand new bit. What the heck? Well,
I'm not imagining that, right?
no, I see it too. It is a Hampton Bay bit. What did I use that for that it got so screwed up? That was easy.
The question is that good enough? Probably not. It almost sounds like the fan motor did.
Yeah, that thing needs a good servicing, probably.
Belt's probably like all screwed up on it. I think I'm going to have to drill it out with a bigger bit. This is so much safer than using a hand drill.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this bit is really messed up.
That's unfortunate. That's a fairly new bit.
Yeah, we may have to chase it, chase the hole with the step drill. It's going through it very easily, though. Come on.
The bit is bending considerably.
Now, is this going to work? I really don't know. Here it is. Here's a hammer. Here we go.
Is it working?
I don't know yet. I can't tell. Nope, I gotta drill out a bigger hole. I think we're gonna need the step drill. Yeah, it's not budging. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna try the next size up, and then if that doesn't do it, then we're gonna have to get the step drill.
Would it make more sense to go from this side?
I don't know.
Because that's what I would do.
Well, I thought it would be easier to center the drill from this side rather than the back.
Well, if we have, to put it back together, if we have this hole, does it matter what kind of condition these holes remain in?
No, not necessarily.
So then I would say just take the largest one and just go through it.
Okay.
Unless, you know, if we had to reuse the holes, then obviously you got to be more careful, but if we don't need those holes anymore, then I don't think it's worth trying to preserve them.
It's actually a lot harder to drill it from this side because of the studs. That's the problem. I'm going to try this larger one, and then if that doesn't work, we'll use the step. Typical Hampton Bay. Oh my God. It's the wrong side.
This is the warmest day we've had this year.
Probably. Oops.
Beautiful today.
What in the world?
Is that user error?
It can't be.
I don't think all those bits are messed up. They're brand new. Oh, I guess that's not saying anything, but...
I don't know what I'm doing. Today's my first day. Come on. Your neighbor probably could have had these out in 30 seconds. Get a good vacuum action on this bench.
Well, I don't think there'll be a problem around here.
I don't know if you have any vacuums though. That's the only problem.
I can borrow one from the neighbor.
All right, I think we're going to be good now. Interesting.
You think it's just rusted solid at this point?
Could be. It's going. Yeah, it's going. It's just going to take a little bit of persuasion. Yep. One ear at a time. Yep, that's it. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to remove this mechanism over here, this wire holder.
What's that mechanism called?
I don't know, wire holder? Why can't I find what I need?
What do you want?
Well, this is a little bit too small, but
The bigger ones are in the garage.
actually they're probably out on the door. The workbench door. Let's see, I'll give this a little bit of a tug here. Yeah, there we go. Well, we're going. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's this this washer over here. There we go.
There's one on the front too. Is there?
Nope. Ooh. I don't want to break this. This is a good quality motor.
Looks like it has a resetting thermal apparatus.
Nice.
I guess we should have polished the shaft a little more.
Well, well, where's the black can?
I think it's in the
Ah,
garage.
who cares?
Well, that's not for fans anyways.
Come on. Okay. That ought to give it a little bit of some assistance here. All right. Oh, come on.
Ah, jeez.
Can't take me anywhere, can you? Especially not pizza. Might leave a bad review. Do you have a ticker towel by any chance?
I'll get a pellet bag.
I'm gonna need a ticker towel for me.
Oh, is that what you wanted?
So I don't get oil on my tools.
I
On your
bet you
tools.
wanted it to put the
Well, I mean that's good
down
too.
on.
Here's a ticker towel.
I don't know.
Ball
What it was
bearings.
previously used for, but
Ooh, you hear that?
yep.
It's an SKF bearing, which is a good bearing.
That's a big bearing. That's a lot bigger than a 608.
Could be.
Oh, it definitely is.
All right, I'm gonna give this a little before. Like I always say, I want to just scratch the letter A in here,
Ah!
or maybe the letter H,
What are you putting the letter H in there for?
to mark which side this goes into, so it doesn't spin backwards.
Yep, that is important.
Okay, so I'm gonna put an H in here.
What does the H symbolize?
Just H, the letter H.
But what does it indicate? The front or the back?
I'm just gonna scratch it on
Oh,
both
okay.
sides. Guess I shouldn't have done that. Boy, that does not want to come out. I think you're going to have to use the bearing puller on this. The hub puller. I can't get it out of the housing.
Oh, it's stuck in the housing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can get it out if I hit it hard enough.
No, I'd
but,
rather use the puller.
yeah. That bearing is really jacked up. It's interesting. I mean, it's a top quality bearing. SKF makes really good bearings.
Well, is that the inside or outside portion?
This is the inside side.
That's not what I would have expected.
Actually, it is the outside side.
That's what I would have expected.
Now, I don't know what size bearing this is.
Doesn't
It has a
have the
weird
numbers?
number on there. 47519-2Z. I'm sure when we look it up, it could be a metric bearing.
I hope it is. I like this.
And then you get to see my cool bearing tool. Is that it?
Yep.
I'll let you do the honors here. I assume you probably... Can you put it in 3 locations? I don't know. You can probably only put it in 2.
Well, we need to put it in 3.
Well, I don't think you can, because... Unless you put it on these ears. Maybe.
How many ears does it have?
Ears?
Ears?
Yes.
What?
Huh? Both of the bearings are screwed up. You hear that?
Yeah. Auto Body Now. Top quality brand.
Is it? Is it from the jungle?
Probably.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun
That's
and games.
copyright.
Okay.
Can't say anything on here. I agree that it's a very good quality motor.
It has very good quality bearings.
Well, as we know, these units, despite all the commentary, were comprised of very good quality parts.
Stupid commentary. Do you have something that you can put as a blunt object there?
No.
What
Why
about
do
a
we need to do
socket?
that?
Huh?
Why do we need to do that?
Isn't it going to kind of cant and not be square if you have a pointed tip on there?
What would square?
Huh?
What's gonna square?
Well, I would think that you'd want that square up against that rather
Well,
than
I'm just
that.
gonna put it like that.
Okay, but
What-
you
what
know
do
what you're doing.
Well,
so-
no. What do you think is gonna happen? I don't.
I'm afraid it might slip off. That's all. But then again, that bearing
Well,
can't possibly.
I don't think that that's.
Okay.
If that happens, I don't see what the damage would be. It's not like it's rust working with too much condenser cleaner. That I could see what the damage is, but no, this one's too small.
Do you have another size, or is that?
Yeah, I
it?
have a bigger one.
I hope so.
I have one that's almost as big as the size of the coil cleaner jug that Russ uses.
Oh man.
I really hope he watches this series.
Or he might say that that's 90s fetters, and he might say, I don't really like those.
Oh, that's fine. I don't really like the amount of coil cleaner he uses.
Man, you're really roasting him today, aren't you? Well, I guess I can put my regular glasses back on now. Although I did like the multicolors of that. That was kind of cool. This drill press has been invaluable for servicing fan motors.
Yeah, I've used it for a lot of stuff.
Polishing shafts too, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we might want to polish the shaft on that. Make it a little easier to get the
Yeah.
bearings on.
And this was free.
Free 99.
Yep.
I'm just going to squeeze in here for 1 second.
No, I'm working here.
I know, and that's why I'm squeezing in without...
Get out.
Get out! Forcing my... This is, you know, that's what I do. I force things. Do you need a third hand?
Nope, I like to work with 2. If you get used to working with 3, then you can't go with 2 again. That's the same thing with gloves. Once you start using gloves, you can't go back.
I just...
What?
Unfortunately, you know, this is petty, I understand that, but, like, especially my thumbs, once I get, like, dirt in them, it takes days for it to go away, and it just annoys me.
I get new dirt in there every day.
Can you clean it with coil cleaner?
I don't know, why don't you ask Ross?
Actually, you don't ever want to get that stuff on your bare hands.
He puts way too much coil cleaner on his bare hands.
Wow, that was really hard to get out, wasn't it?
I hardly had to put any pressure on it. That's why I really think that this is such a great tool to use for stuff like this, because you can put so much power with a ton of control.
Alright, so now the next thing that we want to do is we want to pull the bearings off of the shaft itself. You were like barely putting any force at all. That's amazing.
That's usually the experience I get with these tools.
Well, it only probably took like 200 pounds, and that's like a 10-ton puller.
Yeah. It could also be that the puller kind of angled it out like this just a hair, and that might have been enough to loosen it up.
Careful, there's a wave spring in there.
A what?
A wave spring. You don't want to lose that. That's what preloads the bearing axially.
It's loaded.
Okay. So the next thing
that's for the outside?
That is for the condenser side.
Okay.
I like it.
I sure do like cookies and pizza.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but I do too.
Russ sure does like condenser cleaner.
Oh man. This feels like crap, this bearing.
Well, it's ruined. It's busted.
This one's okay, but it has a lot of play in it.
And it is kind of noisy.
Let's just change one.
Okay.
Let's do it twice. Now, what we're going to have to do, and I don't know if this is going to show up on the video, but there's a C-clip.
Well, you're showing something behind it.
There's a C-clip in there. See if I can... We have to get that C-clip out. There's one on either side. They're kind of a pain in the butt, but if you're careful, you can get it out.
Would a pair of needle nose pushing down do it?
Probably that hammer that I put away will pop it out.
You don't gotta push it on both sides?
Well, if I whack it hard enough, it might come out in one shot. Here we go.
Perfect.
Okay.
That was easy.
Let's see. It focuses.
It focused.
Okay. Let's focus for a moment.
Huh, good luck with that.
At least this is faster than that fan I put up earlier today. Although the melting of the polar ice caps is probably faster than that. Yeah, sometimes this thing's gonna walk.
That thing is running.
I'm getting there. There we go. I can feel it. You know what might work is 2 screwdrivers. Usually I can knock these off with a hammer, but not always. There we go. Okay. Getting these back on is going to be very difficult. I thought I lost one. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is... Yeah, that just doesn't feel right. Because we're going to put this hammer away for about the 10th time. And I have this bearing puller. You've never seen this before, have you?
No, this is where I would use those regular pullers.
And it'll probably work, but this is specifically made for this purpose. This is an OTC Stinger.
Well, I like tools, so let's check it out.
OTC Stinger 4527. Obviously not sponsored by it.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Well, you got to make clickbait thumbnails if you're going to be sponsored by.
Not necessarily.
And thanks to our today's sponsor. Oh yeah, so it has these knife edges here, and you just rub on the back of it like that.
The only problem with this tool is I don't think it'd work on ceiling fans because the windings are too close to the.
Yeah. It works for most applications, but it's not. It won't work for everything, obviously.
And that's probably why I usually do it with that, because when I'm doing with ceiling fans, I need to be able to clear the windings.
So you just tighten that down. You don't have to go crazy with it. Just tight enough is good. You know, just snug. I just did it by hand. This isn't going to take all that much force. But what we probably do want to do to make it a little bit easier is maybe just coat the shaft with a little bit of oil. Did I just get oil on my shirt? Okay. And then this part is sort of the frustrating part. Oops. Come on. I think I have enough length on this. Just have to back this up.
Whoa! Don't break the equipment before we can use it.
This is a wonderful tool, though. I don't remember how I found out about this, but I changed. You know why I bought this? I had to change the drive shaft carrier bearing on my G8 back when I had that thing. Okay, that should be plenty. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Okay. Thing's just a little bit crooked. Okay. Actually, it's coming off real easy. This will probably work. I'm breaking the place.
I was thinking of the bigger one.
Right over here? No, you don't even need any torque at all.
Well, it's just for the sake of using the bigger one.
And you just walk it off. Just turn it about 50,000 times. It's a little bit easier when you know what would make this a lot easier is if I had a ratchet.
Feel like you're applying a lot of force now.
Yeah, well, the shaft is all jacked up on it, so that's why. Okay. I probably need to put a little bit more oil on the shaft of the bearing, out of the rotor. Okay, so I'm going to oil the snot out of this thing. And actually I should oil the forcing screw as well.
The forcing screw?
Yeah, it's called a forcing.
You're gonna force that screw too?
Oh man, I'm never going to hear the end of this. Just like somebody else is never going to hear the end of a certain cleaner that they like to use.
He uses way too much glow.
Oh, you don't say. Would you be so kind as to get me the ratchet?
You don't
set
want
out
to
of
just
the
use this one?
I can't ratchet that.
I'll use this one then.
You want to give it a spin?
Yeah, I'll get you real quick with this one.
How is having a longer lever arm going to make it go faster?
Because there's more mechanical advantage. It's just like if you douse a filthy condenser coil in a lot of cleaner, it cleans faster.
More mechanical advantage with that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's slowly getting there.
I think we should switch to this wrench.
No, have fun.
This one is a 12-inch chrome alloy adjustable
I
wrench.
think I should switch to a ratchet. Here, I'll hold this in place for you.
Wow, that is under a lot of force.
That didn't sound good.
You don't think that was just the bearing sliding up the shaft?
Could be. Is it any easier now?
I think so.
All right, stop for 1 second. I'm going to put a little more oil on this. Because otherwise this thing's going to get screwed up. Okay, go ahead.
We don't want anything to get screwed up during this operation.
This is a tremendous amount of force.
I agree.
I didn't have to use this much force on that drive shaft bearing.
Well, this is an air conditioner.
Well, the shaft is really screwed up on it.
Do you think it would have helped if we doused the shaft in condenser cleaner? We could have used it like 2-to-1 ratio.
If you're going to do that, go full strength.
This is really under a tremendous amount of force right now.
Wow. All right, it's binding up again.
The oil is about to spill into the...
Oh no. Okay, I stopped it.
Do you think we should just put the shaft in the drill press and polish it?
We can do that, yeah. Okay, I guess loosen this up.
Because this is just a ridiculous amount of force that's on here right
Is
now.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that. It actually cut into the...
Wow.
Yeah, that was way too much force on there. Is that what you were afraid of happening before?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if that happens.
Wow, it actually divoted it.
That was...
Yeah, that's not supposed to be that
that was
difficult.
going under a lot of force. I'll get some coarser sandpaper to use.
I knew that we were going to run into some problem here. It's always something. Nothing's ever easy. I think that this drill press just has a lot of play in it. Look.
Maybe it does.
Okay.
Is that a function of maybe the shaft is bent, or is it just not getting aligned perfectly in the chuck?
You can't bend the shaft by the bearing. It's just not going to work.
No, I mean like as the drill press.
Oh!
Shaft
I thought
bent
you meant the
somehow.
shaft of the rotor.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That bearing will blow apart before you would bend that shaft of that rotor. Alright, let me tighten that up a little bit
It just
more.
came out.
The bearing?
No, wouldn't that be nice?
And that's the bearing that's not as well. Bearing is all screwed up now, but
You forced that in there.
all right. Good luck to you. that was semi-chrome.
Coming out again.
Is it? I tightened the snot out of that. What's going on here?
You gotta force it more.
Oh, I'm trying to. Okay, is that tight enough for you?
Did it break?
Look, I bent the key.
Oh, you gotta stop forcing stuff so much.
You said it needed to be tight.
Not to the point where it breaks.
You know, you really can't take me anywhere, can you? Gee whiz. Second time I've ever used this thing.
That should have taken off a decent amount of material, I would think.
Do we want to semi-chrome it?
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, isn't this the removal of the metal versus the surface going to do more difference?
Probably not. The hardest part's going to be the next, like, 3/8 of an inch of it. Because once we get to the flat spot, it won't be so bad. What we may end up having to do is we have to heat up this bearing with a torch to get it to come off. Stay there. The other problem that we may have been running into is I may have, yeah, that's a little bit better now. I may have tightened these knife edges up a little bit too much.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going a little easier now. Oh yeah, let's
Is it jammed again?
yeah, it's just gonna be what it is at this point, I think. Problem is the forcing screw. It's not going square on the rotor shaft. It's kind of going a little bit crooked, so it's not pulling it off straight.
Well, that could certainly be contributing to the problem.
Right. Wow, this is such a pain in the butt. The smaller the bearing, the harder this generally is to do this. We need King George to, Jeez, this is so screwed up.
Why it keeps going crooked like that?
Because of the shaft, the rotor shaft having a dimple in it.
Oh, the dimple was not put in straight? Hmm.
What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get a socket.
You want to try the puller I usually use?
If you want. Yeah, if you think that that'll work.
Because that wouldn't so much care about the direction, I don't think.
Yeah, give it a shot. I mean, it's, this polar's made specifically for this.
Yeah, this is obviously a more correct tool.
Except this one's not really working. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's- Well, sometimes the wrong tools work better.
For whatever stupid reason. I knew this was going to take a while. Alright, why don't you give it a shot? See what you can do. Yeah, this bearing doesn't look correct on here. Alright, try it out. I'm going to move this over here. This is very disappointing to me. Oops. You may have to use the other side of it where it's shorter. These jaws. Have you ever had to use the strength of 1,000 men to pull a bearing off before?
No, they usually come off relatively easily.
You want me to hold anything for you?
No, it should be okay.
Okay. Feel like you're making progress?
I can't tell. I feel like it's gotta be.
Like I said, I can try to hold that for you.
Yeah, I guess if you want to hold it.
I'm not going to look at it in case something goes pop.
Well, if it does, I'm not sure that your eyes are going to be the worst thing that gets damaged.
Feels like you're really reefing on it now.
I can't tell if it's moving or not. I feel like it has to be moving. How could it not?
I think what's happening is you're pulling on the outer race, not the inner race.
Is it just breaking the bearing now?
Yeah. All right. So loosen it up. Let's try the other side. We may have to heat the bearing up to get it off.
Hmm.
I'm not really all that surprised that this is happening.
I'm a little surprised that this is happening. This is ridiculous. Now it's jammed.
Woo! All right. You want to try the other side? Wow! Look at that. That's really drilling in there.
That stupid thing is really stuck.
Okay. One of the things that we can do if we have to is we can cut it off with a Dremel wheel or a cutoff wheel or something. But you're right, it's screwing up the bearing now, which, who cares? The bearing's no good.
Right.
Alright. You want to sand this down ahead of time, just so that we can...
Yeah, you might as well.
That could have been what got us in trouble on this one.
That's very possible.
You do have a torch though, right?
No, but my neighbor probably does.
Okay. I mean, if not, we could try a heat gun. It's not as
That
good.
I have.
Yeah, it's not as good, of course, but... Okay.
Where's the sand? Oh, here it is.
Right where you left it. Yeah, I've never had bearings get this stuck before.
I can't believe that bearing is still working.
I'm surprised the bearing didn't blow apart. Well, this does happen sometimes.
More like most of the time. Actually.
The shame of it is this one was probably still good.
Well, I don't think either one was good. It might have been usable or okay, but
Okay, Will.
okay bearing.
Alright, you want to try your bearing puller on this? You think it'll fit?
Yeah, it should fit.
Come on. Let's make sure we oil this up too. Oh boy, that's tight.
I tried a smaller one.
You're not going to get the reach though. And it's not going to work.
I'm gonna use your stupid puller.
Alright, well. Let's start with mine, and then we can switch if it starts to get stuck.
Yeah.
Mine is really annoying me right now. I don't know if it's the tool. I think it's the bearing that's
It
really
probably
screwed
is.
up. Oh, I mean, the funny part about this is that the tool wants to, like, square this whole thing up, I think. Come on now. Stop playing games. It's really annoying me. Everything's annoying me right now. You just gotta remember to be smarter than the bearing. Bearings are stupid, they don't know what they're doing. We're the humans, we're in charge. This is coming off like butter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we know there's a problem with the bearing.
Look at
on
this.
the other side.
I'm not putting any force on this at all.
You think we should push it back down and try to clean the area where that's underneath it?
In fact, I could probably, yeah, look at that.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be.
Let me not do that. Imagine we make it that far and it gets... That's how easy these normally are to pull off. Actually, you know what? Why don't we use your bearing puller to take it off the rest of the way? I don't really feel like dealing with that. Yeah, we may have to smash the bearing back down. Oh, this is how long it should have taken.
Did you just break my puller?
No, I was forcing it.
Oh.
Oh, good Lord. I'm not having a good day today. Okay. I don't think we're going to have time to monarch.
No, it's only 5:30.
Is it? Is it? Oh, I thought it was 6:30.
Did you reset your watch for daylight savings time?
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like you didn't.
I'm busy thinking about cheese.
Probably can just use the small one at this point.
We probably can just use the small one at this point. Yeah, I think we should heat this up and smash it back down. How are you going to smash that back down, though?
I'll put it on the floor and I'll just smack it.
Okay. That's on there, but good. I think before we smack it back down, we should put some heat on it, though. I can't believe how easy that one came out.
Well, sometimes things work the way they're supposed to.
Geez, we always run into some sort of stupid problem, don't we?
It's me. That kind of stuff follows me.
Does it?
Yep.
I feel like it follows me, too.
It follows anyone with a smart brain.
Is it the unit trying to say, let me die with dignity?
No, we're keeping that unit alive.
You got it off?
Where's the number?
I'll show you. Normally it's on this surface, but it's on the outer race. Keep looking, you'll see it. There it is.
And you can read what that says?
Yeah,
Alright.
not easily, but... Hey, I didn't have to oil it up. (475519-2Z). Speaking of which, the United States seems to be the only English-speaking country that says Z, not Z. This bearing feels like crap.
Well, this one now does too.
Well,
Feels like what it is.
but these are good bearings. I mean, SKF makes good stuff.
Well, these are old. They're worn out.
They may not have been right for this application. They may not have been completely shielded or something.
That's true too.
All right, what I'm going to do... Well, we can look up the bearing online after we get that one off of there. Want to try to smash it back down?
Yeah, I guess I'll take it outside and pound it on the ground.
You think that'll work?
Yep.
All right, well that didn't work. This is really turning into a freak show, isn't it? Sorry, that was my bad.
Here's the heat gun.
How many watts is it?
50.
50 watts?
It's a low power. It's an ambient temperature gun. Claims it goes to 1,000 degrees. 1,200 watts.
Well, we have what we have.
Alright, what is there, 1,500 watts one? Well, I could always call my neighbor and ask to borrow his torch too if he needs to.
Well, that's plan, I guess, C. This is plan B. Actually, this is plan C. That would be plan D.
Wrong, like plan L at this point.
This is really annoying me. Yeah, we got to get this thing so hot you can't even touch it.
How are you gonna hold it?
Well, we got to be fast.
Okay.
Have you thought about getting solar?
Oh, it's a legitimate call. Hello. Hello? Yeah. Okay. I thought he expired. Is it what?
Is this going to handle the power?
It was going to handle the power. The outlet?
Yeah, this outlet.
We'll find out. I don't think there's too much else plugged in there. Is it working? I haven't used that heat gun in a long time. That's glowing red hot in there. Is that supposed to do that?
Yeah, that's normal.
Accuracy is so important.
Once it starts to smell funny, we'll know that it's hot enough. It'll probably start smoking.
Now, I knew something was brewing because someone had called me yesterday and recorded a message into the telephone that doesn't call very often. So I knew something was brewing.
Try to crank on it a little bit.
It's only 180 degrees.
You want to try tightening it? Or should we ask King George to help?
Who?
King George.
Who's there?
I just like saying King George. Not working with it. You're probably gonna have to borrow a torch.
I don't think it's changed. Yeah, that's not changed. How long do you think so that it would take to warm it up all the way? I mean, that bearing is only 113 degrees, 120 degrees.
Yeah, I think a torch
Is it just not getting us enough heat?
Yeah. Yeah, if I can touch this, it's not hot enough. All right.
Okay. First, we need a torch.
What's that?
We need a torch.
Yeah.
All right, let me call my neighbor. Okay, here we are again with the torch.
No, that's not really what
It's not on.
I wish I had my torch. That thing will... Oh, could you please get the adjustable wrench? Oh, you have one out here already? Sorry?
That's why you don't put the tools away until you're done.
Now we're getting somewhere. I'm trying to close the valve.
You want me to close it?
Could you?
How do you close it?
Turn it clockwise, which is the exact opposite of what you would expect. I'm trying to keep the heat on it while I close it. All right, let's cook while it's nice and hot.
What do you want to cook? Some pizza?
Yeah. That's hot.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's still not going.
It's moving.
Is it?
Yeah, it's moving.
Wow. It's freezing up again.
All right, we'll put a little more heat.
Okay.
Well, we moved it like halfway.
Why is the valve backwards on that? That's so dumb.
Probably because of pizza.
Pizza?
What? Your name is Pizza?
What? You use too much condenser glue?
We only have like 5 inches to go.
Not even, more like 3.
All right, let's try again while it's nice and hot.
We have that big vise right now, but anyways.
I can't hold it. I can't.
Can we, I can try to strap this down to the table with,
Maybe a
big
clamp?
C-clamps.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep heating this up.
you didn't hear it just slipped, I think.
What did?
I think that it just pulled forward under all that pressure.
Really?
You didn't hear that big crack?
No. All right. I mean, I guess I'm happy about that. So I can avoid setting this stupid table on fire.
Well, the table's not stupid. The table's working very well.
That's crazy that it slipped under load like that. Whoops.
I truly never thought I'd actually use this sig lamp.
Come on.
Yeah, that was the sound it made.
Oh my lord. There we go.
They come in now?
Yep. Ooh, hot potato, don't touch
Yeah, I
that.
don't let that fall on the ground.
Wow, that drilled some hole in the end of that shaft, boy, let me tell you. I wonder if we can get this off the rest of the way by banging on it with a hammer.
I'll just bang out with the end of this.
Not really, it's not going to
Okay.
fit.
No, I mean like you put it over this. Put this like that. And
Oh, I see what you're
bang
saying.
that down. It's probably tough enough.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect.
Rick saved the day. Look at that. Wow.
All right, well that wraps up
Let's go get the bearing now.
this part.
That bearing is cooked. Okay, let's push it back on the shaft. That thing is hot, hot, hot. You can probably bake cookies on it. Or maybe pizza.
Pizza.